Welcome guys and girls to the Main Event Podcast, the only podcast you need for all your weekly updates, news, information, rumours and entertainment surrounding the WWE. We're Razar, Imran and Arif. How you guys doing?
Great, I am great. How are you, Arif?
Feels good to be back again. 81st show in a row.
Yep, this is episode 18 of our podcast.
18. I knew it was 18.
Yeah.
We did it the wrong way around.
It's the 15th consecutive podcast. Our numbers keep increasing as well. And of course we wouldn't be at this stage if it wasn't for the very few avid listeners we do have. As we've always said from the beginning, even if one individual tunes in every single week and listens, we are more than happy and we are achieving that as well. So a big thank you to the fans and friends of the Main Event Podcast, whether it's on Facebook, as I said, certain friends on Twitter, my personal account who have given us a shout out, retweeted, attempted to spread the word as well. You know exactly who you are, so a big thank you to you. Hopefully your efforts don't go to waste and hopefully you continue to help us grow. Some of the comments and feedback we receive every week truly is brilliant. And again, we appreciate every single one of you for sticking with us, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, other social media, even if the WWE is not your thing. As you know, we upload our content to a variety of outlets, our website, YouTube page, Podomatic. For those of you with iPhones, iPads, iPods, Apple people, whatever, iTunes, you've been able to...
Apple people, the aliens of the world.
Whatever you want to call them. Those of you with iTunes, you've been able to download our podcast every single week. Our content is also available to BlackBerry users. So if you have a BlackBerry, people still using them, or any WWE fans with a BlackBerry, please let them know as well.
But you will have to use the internet. It's this archaic sort of device that allows you to connect to the internet. That's what a BlackBerry is.
Yep. Also, we are on Stitcher, which is a great way to listen to us on the go as well.
Would you like to hear the new Stitcher tagline? Don't worry, I will give the website. Would you like to hear the new Stitcher tagline?
Yep.
I will, but I don't think it's official. But yeah.
Stitcher, almost like mixing regular Coke with Diet Coke. 0 calories, but half the calories.
It's better than I thought it would be.
Exactly what it is. The Stitcher, you can go to www.tme-podcast.com/Stitcher report /Diet Coke or regular Coke. Make sure you don't misspell regular.
You can take a minute of your time to do that. It will take you nowhere. The website, www.stitcher.com. That's the website. Just search for the Minimum Podcast. We should pop up somewhere on the page, I hope. Actually on Stitcher, a little interesting stat for us. Last week we were the 14,000 plus rated show.
Now we're third.
Let's not get too carried away.
Right behind the Main Event Podcast Football Edition. Oh, damn you.
And as of yesterday when I checked, we have hit the 9,000 mark. We've actually moved up 5,000 spaces in a matter of days. That's 20,000 plus shows.
Let's move up another 5,000 spaces.
And again,
and then another 5,000. So we're in the minuses.
We can't achieve that without you guys. Massive achievement for us.
Get us to the minuses.
Please don't. Again, with your help, we can do that. And as always, we want to hear from you in any way and every way possible. You can like us on Facebook at The Main Event Podcast, on Twitter at TME Podcast. Send us an email at tmepodcast@gmail.com. And of course, please visit our website, which is never updated, www.tme-podcast.com.
For all of last month's news, podcast with a P.
For all our, I said latest content information.
You said it hasn't been updated.
I know,
so
as in on my notes, it just says latest content. It's never latest content. But yeah.
Also, smoke signals now work, as long as they're dark smoke signals. So don't forget, set fire to your house.
Yep. You can blame Arif if anything happens.
Okay, don't set fire to your house, or if you do, don't say I told you to.
Yeah. Hopefully, some of you passes on some of the ideas we can put on the website when we do have a little more free time. So yeah, please do get in touch. We want to hear from you guys more and more as time goes by. We're receiving questions and comments, which is good. We want you to ask about us. Our thoughts on WWE, the product right now, our favorite superstars, pay-per-views. As I said last week, our never-ending love for Damien Sandow. Anything.
Well, I mean, I guess you hear all that every week anyway. I think maybe you want to hear something personal about us, like Razar's favorite bedtime story, or the thing that keeps him up at night, or why he's afraid of clowns.
It's funny you said that. What keeps me up at night? Because I was just about to say we have our newest feature. We now accept requests from you guys for free as well. All you have to do is simply fill out a form.
Oh,
and Creepy Mysterio will sing you a very happy birthday
I'm
on
gonna
the show.
fill that out right now.
On the show,
Whose birthday's next?
it is yours.
Oh, can't sing to myself. I mean, Mysterio can't sing to himself.
Exactly. That does keep me up at night if I hear it. Hopefully we won't hear it today. But yeah, hopefully you will stick with us on our journey as we try to become a top or recognisable WWE podcast.
So we're just setting the bar at an average. If you want a top or recognizable,
Yeah, it's either's fine.
hey, we're gonna carry on even if we don't get recognized.
Exactly. Right then.
Will always be you.
Moving on at last, we do have some good stuff lined up for you today, just like every week. The reviews, the news, and of course discussions on certain topics. Last week, Imran mentioned the link between WWE and hit TV show Breaking Bad, which is awesome. I might be a couple
I
of
made
years
a link somehow.
somehow. And along with that, we discussed who we believe is the Undertaker's greatest WrestleMania opponent. I think we mentioned Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and CM Punk.
That was the order.
It was. Apparently, we all agreed with CM Punk. But yeah, if you
I
want to
don't
make,
know how I pulled that off.
if you want to make your own, if you want to make your own judgment on it, then please go ahead to the time to listen to our podcast on YouTube or anywhere else. This week we do have some more discussions. Imran's going to be putting us on the spot again, where we have to defend 3 not so popular superstars, I'll say.
Yes.
Uh, and second top, yeah, I can think why. And
Hey, I'm looking forward to it.
and also our WrestleMania topic, obviously because we're moving towards WrestleMania and the WrestleMania discussion makes sense.
On the road to WrestleMania.
Imran is asking us the question, which is the greatest WrestleMania pay-per-view of all time? So stay tuned for that a little later on.
Don't forget the theory of the week.
If
Tonight
never
with
forget
extra
the theory.
theory.
if you want to stick around for that, you can.
I got another 2-pound serving of theory on top of my theory, so I got theory in my theory.
Yeah,
As
but
Exhibit used to say on Hit My Ride. Yo, dog, heard you like theory. We put theory in your theory.
I don't.
That's
I
what it is.
have no idea what is wrong with him. Is that night as well?
Watching too much Inception.
Oh, okay. But yeah, moving on to the actual show now. We're like 10 minutes into it. Here to bring you the greatest review of the worst wrestling show that WWE brings to you every single week is Imran with his weekly review of SmackDown.
That's gonna be the
SmackDown.
best. That's gonna be the best introduction to any worst wrestling show.
It has to be.
And SmackDown's taped live from Little Rock.
Tape live. Tape live.
It's SmackDown. It's SmackDown. It's the best thing about it, the fact that it's taped.
Pipes
But,
and cheers.
Yes, and kicking off SmackDown, it's a match with Goldust and Cody Rhodes facing the Real Americans. And as expected, there was plenty of arguments for the Real Americans. And unfortunately, the Road Brothers didn't look good, but they picked up the victory. After the match, the Real Americans beat down the Road Brothers, leading to the tag team champions, the Usos, or the Uso,
The Uso,
running
singular.
out. What's that?
Singular Uso.
Yes, the Uso running out for the save, and I was really surprised about that. But more about that on Raw.
Yep.
Next, the COO of WWE, Triple H, makes his down to the ring. He says that Monday was the greatest night of Daniel Bryan and all of his fans' life. He says he just wanted to tell all of us that he is so happy for all of us for getting what they want. He says that he will end the Yes movement. He says that it could have continued, but no, it can't any longer. He says that he tried to protect Daniel Bryan at last year's SummerSlam because if he was world champion, then he would have been crushed by the other top stars. He says at WrestleMania, he will crush him and all of our dreams. And then he brings out Rosa's favourite star, Damien Sandow. And Triple H orders Sandow to apologise. Sandow does and says it will not happen again. And out comes Sandow's opponent, The Shield. Damien Sandow faces Seth Rollins, and to no one's surprise, guess who wins? Seth Rollins. Seth, after the match, Dean Ambrose teases another breakup, but in actual fact, he wants something else. He wants to beat down Damien Sandow, and all 3 of them stand tall as they hit a triple powerbomb.
Hooray!
Yep. Then we got
Take
a match
that,
between...
Reza.
Yep. Then we got a big match between Big E, who beat Fandango, Bray Wyatt beat Kofi Kingston backstage, and Kane is back with the Shield. He tells them he needs them by his corner in the main event tonight when he takes on Big Show in the main event.
The main event of SmackDown is the main event of SmackDown 1999.
Exactly. Roman Reigns says that he doesn't Roman Reigns says that he doesn't take orders from Kane. Seth Rollins says they'll do what's best for business. Then it was Nikki Bella versus Tamina. Then we got, surprisingly, Dolph Ziggler.
Whoa. We didn't hear who won. Nikki Bella or...
It's the T-break, isn't it?
I don't know who won.
The infamous T-break.
Awful. Yeah, it was my T-match. And then next up we got Dolph Ziggler, who beat Alberto Del Rio. And I was really surprised because I thought they were building towards a WrestleMania match between these two. But no, both superstars threw the name for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Nice way to spoil storylines, WWE. But breaking news, guys, SmackDown has a real announcement because Carlos Colon is added into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Carlos Colon.
I have no clue who he is.
Carlito's dad.
Carlito's dad.
I know who
dad.
Carlito is. I don't know who his dad is. I've never seen his dad wrestle, so...
Yeah, fair point, but he's just a big figure in wrestling.
Yeah, huge figure in the Mexican world.
What has he done?
What?
What has he not done?
Exactly.
Really?
Probably.
I don't know.
I have no idea myself, yeah.
Yep. And guys, we finally get to the main event. Big Show versus Kane. And I watched through this, like, seriously.
I feel so sorry
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You should.
the sacrifices you make for this show.
Yes, and it ends with the Shield standing on the apron as Kane yells at them. He turns around right into a chokeslam and Big Show wins it. After the match, Kane, who just lost, is very upset with the Shield for not helping him. He tries to chokeslam Seth Rollins, but Roman Reigns spares Kane. And that's SmackDown, an awful SmackDown, 3 weeks away from the biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Now, I did like the ending segment. I liked the chokeslam into the spear by Roman Reigns. They showed that on Raw. That's the only reason I saw it. But everything else
awful.
seemed very...
That was... honestly,
Yeah.
it was that 5 seconds was the best part of SmackDown. It was awful.
Best part of 2 hours.
Especially since WrestleMania is coming closer as well, and that's the standard
3
we
weeks
get.
away. 3 weeks away, guys. How awful is that?
I don't even know if I should ask you this. What rating would you give your...
Well, last week's SmackDown was pretty good. I think I gave it 3, or was it 4?
I think it was 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. This week could just get like a half star.
Wow.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen.
Which leads on to this week's Raw.
And how the mighty come back slightly, but maybe not as much as everyone might think. Tonight's Raw begins with Triple H standing in the ring. Hey guys, Triple H gets no entrance, so he's a jobber now. Fans boo as Hunter blames them for what happened last week, and he vows to crush their dreams, end the Yes Movement, and destroy Daniel Bryan as they forced his hand. He goes on to talk about WrestleMania. Yep, it's basically, the two shows are exactly the same. It's for a different crowd. He goes on to talk about WrestleMania and how he will talk man to man, as he points down indicating Bryan's height, with Daniel Bryan tonight. Triple H goes on to hype Raw and is interrupted by Bautista. Batista says Triple H has bigger problems than Daniel Bryan and gets asked what he was thinking. Batista didn't sign up for this, ladies and gentlemen. He came back to be champion and won the right by winning the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
As he so eloquently put it.
I knew you'd pick up on that and mention it.
Hey, I had
just
to.
tell.
Triple H asks what the hell Batista is thinking, even giving Daniel Bryan a chance of winning at WrestleMania, and Randy Orton's music hits. Out comes the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and Orton agrees with Batista, albeit reluctantly. Triple H tells them both, and the fans, that Bryan will not win at WrestleMania before making Orton versus Bryan tonight. Orton goes on to say that the reason the fans like the GOAT so much is because Batista is a boring, terrible wrestler, to which Batista counters by saying that Orton sucks. Such good stuff from the former Evolution members. Go on, guys. Speaking of Evolution, woo! No, not yet. No. Sorry, guys. Not yet. Triple H goes to leave as Orton and Batista argue for being called back by the Animal. And then Hunter talks about how the old man was right. You can't trust anyone but yourself in this business. It's at this moment where Triple H makes the new stipulation. If he wins at WrestleMania against Daniel Bryan, then he'll be in the triple threat match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And just like that, the WWE is relevant again. Triple H leaves as Orton hits the RKO on Big Dave before posing over him through a ruckus of cheers, surprisingly. More on that slightly later on. Cena confronts the Wyatts later on tonight, as it's the Usos versus the Real Americans next. Batista's walking off backstage when lover girl Renee Young tries to interview him. Oh, where are you going, No, anyway. The Animal is coming back. The Animal says coming back to the WWE was a big mistake as he strolls down the corridor and assumingly outside. Cesaro and Swagger take on Uso and O, even though there's only one of them, in a non-title match. The ending comes when the Uso jumps over one side of the ropes and takes out Swagger when O tries to do the same but gets caught by a wicked uppercut from Cesaro, who continues to amaze in the ring. Neutralizer for the win as the Real Americans are back on the same page. WWE Slam City is announced with fake voices and a terrible art style, but it's free on YouTube, so get ready for Raza's review of it next week. The champ is here! Yeah. Honestly, I probably could have done a better dubbing of this show than the voice actors they got. Yeah.
Bad.
Who wants to be served up? Back from the break, and we get a rundown of the Shield and Kane segment that Imran described so well on SmackDown. Kane comes to the Shield, backstage, and mentions how things got out of hand, going on to say that he needs them to do something for the Authority tonight. Kane asks once more if he can count on them. Seth Rollins says they're united as Reigns tells Kane to believe that. And St. Patrick's Day takes over Raw as a long-haired leprechaun is handing out a holiday cheer at ringside. Interruption from Wade Barrett, and I'm afraid I've got some bad news. A little girl's sign covers Wade for most of the podium's elevation. He talks about how everyone will have a hangover tomorrow as out comes Sheamus to an island pop. No, I wrote that down wrong, sorry. In an island top. He's here to face Patrick O'Neal, who comes out in a full holiday gear. Christian is at ringside to announce his participation in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 30 and calls the match as Sheamus picks up the win on Patrick O'Neal. Top of the morning to you, Patrick. Afterwards, Sheamus too enters his name into the Battle Royal before being attacked by Christian and kill switched onto the floor. So, hey, at least we didn't get another match between the two at WrestleMania, and this is the point that I wanted to bring up during SmackDown when Imran was talking about this as well. It seems like all these mini-feuds are being put into the Battle Royal, which basically means that we don't really need to mind as much about the singles matches at WrestleMania, because it gives a lot of time to wrestlers who may not have even been on the Mania card. Could you really seen Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio on the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania 30? I think it's better to put them in the Battle Royal along with people like Big E Langston and Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, and I've already said Dolph Ziggler, but I think it just makes more sense to put them all in this Battle Royal for them all to face each other.
Fair enough, actually. Yeah.
John Cena comes out to a mixed reaction as he again misses the button. And I know I try and back John Cena up as much as possible, but he does stuff like this, and it's just a bit silly. He talks about how he relates to the WWE Universe and their feelings for him in comparison to an old married couple, but I disagree. It's more like the neighbor who lives next door and constantly invites himself over to any family gatherings you may have. Screw you, Bob. Anyway, Cena says he's afraid of Bray, but he will fight for everything and everyone that believes what he says. And as he says this, the lights go out. Get! Bray Wyatt appears on the Titantron wearing a John Cena t-shirt. He says that the children that cheer Cena haven't lived long enough to know everything is a lie, so they put their faith in superheroes. And he says he could be like Cena, go home to his castle with his plastic girlfriend, Bella. But instead, he insists that he wants to show the world what Cena really is. Follow the buzzards. People support Bray Wyatt. Who knows, with this whole Occupy Raw thing from last week, we might actually be able to influence the match so Wyatt wins. But probably not, so let's not get our hopes up. Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton is next in a no disqualification match. Orton pulls out a kendo stick shortly into the match and then tells the ring announcer to ring the bell. But he can't ring the bell because it's no disqualification. But ring the bell. But he can't. But ring the bell. Make up your mind, Randy. The finish comes when Orton brings a steel chair into the ring but gets speared by a returning Batista, who in turn is dropkicked to the outside, leading to Daniel Bryan winning. Bryan yeses his way up the ramp as the Animal hits the Batista bomb on a dazed WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Then Batista tries to pose to the fans and gets booed. They don't like you, Dave. Get over it. You're terrible. The ever great Paul Heyman is out next, and he really brings a lot of life into this WrestleMania streak that everyone just simply mentions without delving into. A video package is shown highlighting the best moments of Taker's WrestleMania career, showing that death has nearly overcome the dead man. Lesnar shall conquer death himself at WrestleMania as Heyman claims that the streak will be conquered. Last week was awesome, this week was awesome. There's nothing much else to say about Heyman. Over in the ring, Fandango Fandangos his way to the ring, leaving the crowd to Fandango in the background. No such Fandangoing by his challenger though, as out come Goldust and Cody Rhodes. Their wrestler Summer Rae gets on the apron to distract Goldust, but then Goldust Fandangos. He scares Summer Rae so much that she falls back, albeit into the arms of Cody Rhodes. Hey Cody, what are you doing? You got married, shame on you, blah blah blah. Terrible, blah. He drops Summer as Fandango hits the Fandango knee, busting open Goldust. Fandango then botches a Fandango plex, but folds it up with a full Fandango plex, before missing a Fandango leg drop into a final cut by Goldust for the win. After the match, Goldust gets angry, kicks the ropes, and then the Rhodes brothers break up. No. It's another tag team that seemed to be on the same page. Out comes Corporate Kane, who accuses Jerry Lawler for orchestrating the shambles of Occupy Raw last week, as it was in Jerry's hometown. He orders the King to get in the ring, and when Jerry just sits there, all confused, like Natalia trying to order from KFC, Big Mac, out comes the Shield. They bring Lawler into the ring and back him into a corner as King gets naked. However, the Shield turn on Kane and attack him instead, leading to a huge face turn and yet another tag team that seemingly isn't breaking up tonight. So what did this do for the Shield at WrestleMania? Andre the Giant Battle Royal appearance? Triple powerbomb by the Shield. Who do you think? What? Yeah, what? Who?
Reigns versus Kane.
And then where does that lead Rollins and Ambrose?
Don't say anything else. I do have
Battle Royal.
something else which could happen.
Ooh.
Ready? Ooh.
Also, be ready for my theory of the week that seems to have nearly been chucked off the show.
Unfortunately, still here.
Yep, triple powerbomb by the Shield onto Kane as the crowd doesn't know what to do. Not a very clever bunch there tonight, it seems. Captain Jack Sparrow, yar, and Cameron take on AJ Lee and Tamina Snuka. Cameron and Captain Sparrow pick up the win, matey, as AJ and Tamina have words in the ring. Tamina shoves the Diva Champion, and that's the end of that. And we get our next inductee into the Hall of Fame, Mr. T, so no WrestleMania 1 main event, just the WrestleMania 1 main eventer himself.
Mr. T.
He's the next inductee, get it? T, inductee. Yeah.
So funny.
My comedy just has no boundaries. Probably being inducted by the Hulkster himself. It's Big Show, Mark Henry, Dolph Ziggler and Big E taking on Ryback, Curtis Axel, Alberto Del Rio and Raza's favourite jobber, Damien Sandow.
What's with this cheap shot about Sandow?
I didn't know. I just said Raza's favourite wrestler, Damien Sandow. Next in the Battle Royal of the Andre the Giants. The faces win. Renee Young is backstage catching up with Batista, who obviously didn't leave or quit. So Renee, why are you asking him whether he left or quit? Batista talks about winning the title at Mania, no matter the opponent. Don't worry guys, we're nearly finished. Bray Wyatt faces and beats Kofi Kingston in a quick match with the sister Abigail. And then we get our final segment of the night as Triple H comes out to call out Daniel Bryan. He praises Bryan for sticking around when others, CM Punk, would have just taken their ball and gone home. Cue the first Punk chance of the night, which from this lazy crowd, I didn't expect much. Hunter says he has no choice but to end the Yes movement, but gives the GOAT a lot of props. He extends his hand but gets a no chant from Bryan despite everything. Triple H says, Daniel Bryan has earned his respect, causing Stephanie McMahon to come out and furiously question her husband's authority. Authority, see? It just all links in. She calls out security, who pinned down Bryan and handcuff him while the happy couple argue at ringside. Triple H gets back into the ring and tells the cops to leave because, after all, they're not even real police, breaking the fourth wall there. And besides, he says, he's really looking forward to this. Hunter kicks Daniel Bryan and proceeds to attack the handcuffed superstar. He slams Bryan into the announcer table, hits him with a chair, and even gets Stephanie to slap him repeatedly. And this moment was golden, by the way, because every slap that Stephanie was met with, "You hit like a girl," from Bryan. Literally, "You hit like a girl! You hit like a girl!" Awesome stuff. Triple H pedigrees his WrestleMania opponent in the ring before standing over Bryan with his wife. Not Bryan's wife, with Triple H's wife. They kiss, not Bryan and Triple H. Triple H and Stephanie.
Yeah.
As the authority stand tall over Daniel Bryan. And that's the end of Raw.
Well,
Now, a lot of talking points, I would say, but there's one question I've been dying to ask you all day, Arif. Last week, you weren't very happy with Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
How are you with him now?
Well, he didn't speak much. I think Triple H made this feud more relevant by interjecting himself into the triple threat match.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot more difficult to predict now. I still think Daniel Bryan will win, but does that mean that Triple H may win? Yes, he could. I really think he could. I think it's because of Triple H that this feud is really relevant now.
Yes. I agree.
Actually, before Raw, actually, I said to Arif, if you remember, that
I remember everything.
I've got a feeling Triple H is going to lose the match against Daniel Bryan, but he's going to make it a fatal four-way between Randy Orton, Batista, Bryan, and himself. Do you think that could happen?
I don't see why
think
not.
that'll happen. Yeah, I don't think that'll happen now. I think it'll be a situation where Bryan will win, go on to main event, and then obviously with it being a triple threat match, it's no disqualification anyway, so we'll see some sort of interference again from Triple H, and maybe even Kane.
Maybe. I don't know about you guys. For me, two standout moments with the opening promo I thought was really good.
You can't keep saying Sandow.
I did not say Sandow.
You said
Sandow's
Sandow.
I'm trying to avoid going down that road. I'm saying the opening segment
The road to WrestleMania.
between Triple H, Orton and Batista. I quite enjoyed that.
Yep.
To be fair, I thought what Triple H said was good. And second, Bray Wyatt. I thought, as always, really good. Really...
But for me, the biggest winner out of the whole 3 hours was Triple H. I think he, aside from the John Cena and the Bray Wyatt feud, he carried Raw.
I think he's making...
I like the Shield segment with Kane.
Yeah,
I thought that was and then the way that the tag teams aren't breaking up now, I really enjoyed that.
At least they're keeping us on our toes now. It's nothing predictable.
Yeah.
I think, as we said, Triple H is making WrestleMania a lot more believable, a lot more relevant as well.
Yes, relevant is a good word.
Making up for a certain superstar walking out last minute. I think they've done really well to deal with that.
Well, The Rock was never going to be here, was he?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Arif, what would you give that show a rating, bearing in mind it's one of the last Raws before WrestleMania 30?
Solid show overall, maybe a 3 or a 3.5 because it was very enjoyable. I didn't really need to fast forward through much apart from Captain Jack Sparrow segment.
As Imran's tea break match.
Mm.
I must say that it was Naomi.
Yeah.
With the eye patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
She made a return, which was nice to see.
She's impressive wrestler. Not like I watched the match.
I watched the match.
Or anything. You watched Total Divas, so that's expected. Let's move on to the...
Total Divas?
the news now. Oh, by the way, Total Divas
Season 2?
has
Episode
started.
1?
Yeah. Let's move on to the news now. From the 11th of March onwards, let's take a look at what the world of WWE has had in store for us.
Or take a listen, because we're on a podcast.
Well, for me, I need to look at my notes. So I'll take a look and you guys can listen. Does that sound like a fair deal, Arif?
Deal.
Okay.
No, wait.
You don't
I
have...
also want a cookie.
That's not happening. Scott Hall is expected to be announced as one of the inductees for the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2014. If he is inducted, he will be one of the final ones. X-Pac is expected to induct him. At the minute, we have Ultimate Warrior, Lita, Jake the Snake Roberts, Paul Bearer, Carlos Colon, and now Mr. T. So I'm guessing is that one or two more spaces left?
7.
1, 2.
One or two, I think.
7.
So,
Voting for 7.
so yeah, Scott Hall could be inducted.
Hey, yo.
Talking of Carlos Colon, Carlito, Primo, and Epico will be inducting him. It'll be good to see Carlito back in some capacity as well.
Yep.
WWE, they've recently been discussing with various, let's say, companies, I think that's what the best way to call them, negotiating TV rights in the USA. I know it doesn't affect us, but they have been talking with AMC Networks, Viacom, Time Warner, and 21st Century Fox. In the case of AMC, I think on these, the guys who have had Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, yes.
So yeah, they could be one of the front runners as well because they are seen as one of the top 5 cable networks now.
Hold on, Imran, you popped for Walking Dead, not
Yes.
Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad, yes,
I
and
said-
Breaking Bad.
I said both, and you cheered for The Walking Dead.
Wow, that's surprising.
I just watched the episode of Walking Dead.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Moving on, according to an internal list that was just made in the WWE, the company are projecting the following 5 guys to be the top superstars in order going forward after WrestleMania 30 in April. John Cena as number 1, as we can expect. Daniel Bryan will be the number 2 superstar. Randy Orton will be number 3. Sheamus will be number 4. Roman Reigns will be the 5th biggest superstar, which is interesting to see. Many did find it interesting that both Sheamus came in that list and Batista wasn't in at all, which is good for us, but...
I hate Sheamus.
It's a shame
Yeah, but
to
obviously
say
we
that
know-
you lost your head.
Thanks, Imran. We know
What?
if Imran didn't say Sheamus again, you probably wouldn't have
Ah.
broke out in song.
You are welcome.
In the case of Sheamus, I think you can point to the fact that he is
It's a shame to say that you lost your head.
Triple H's friend, basically.
Who is?
Sheamus. No.
It's a shame to say that you lost your head.
That the Irish ginger dude is friends with Triple H, so I'm guessing that's why he's probably in the top 5 at all. I think he's getting stale now, that's the thing. He needs a heel turn more than anything, in my
He
opinion.
does. Yeah, he does.
But yeah, obviously when they get to that point, we'll see what happens. One of them might flop, someone could get injured. This is a recent list, so we'll see once that time arrives.
Yeah, I think it's always changing as well, so...
WWE are planning on making a big push for Hulk Hogan merchandise and Legends
me tell you something, brother.
merchandise
Jack,
based
brother.
on
Jack.
Big 4 of Hogan, The Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior, and surprisingly Steve Austin.
What about Hogan's brother, Jack?
No, Jack.
Jack Boella.
Nope. As part of this, WWE are wanting to get all 4 to appear at WrestleMania 30. Of course, Hulk Hogan's the host. He's going to be there. Undertaker's in a match. Ultimate Warrior will be in town, obviously, with Hall of Fame. And they still do have the Hall of Famers, or the inductees, come out on the show, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so Ultimate Warrior will actually be there then. So yeah, it depends if they can get Austin.
Not every year, though, because I think it was Bret Hart that year when he got inducted wasn't actually at WrestleMania the following night. But it just
Yeah, that
depends.
was
I think Ultimate Warrior will be.
But yeah,
It's safe to say that you lost your head.
Austin has mentioned that he has no interest going to WrestleMania just to be there. He would only be interested in attending if he had a good reason to attend. Apparently WWE do want to come up with a good storyline to bring Austin into WrestleMania.
Special guest referee again?
Who knows, in a non-wrestling role. The idea has apparently been pitched to Austin, whatever the idea is, we don't know yet. But there were rumours over the last couple of days that Hulk Hogan would be announcing an enforcer for the main event. People have been stirring up names. Steve Austin, another one was Sting, surprisingly.
Get ready for the theory of the week.
Sting as well. Apparently, I don't know if this is a fan theory or a legitimate rumour, but they want Sting to help Daniel Bryan win the WWE Championship.
No, you're just spoiling things for later.
But I don't think it's going to happen. So, I'm not really spoiling anything. I don't even know your theory, so how am I spoiling it?
Get ready for it.
Uh,
It's coming.
I am bracing myself. Kane and his wife have recently launched a new insurance company that's based in Knoxville, Tennessee. The company,
Who's Kane's wife? Is it his manager?
Mrs. Kane.
Well, no, but who was he managed by?
I don't know. I have no idea. But the company is called...
You know exactly who he was managed by. Rizal. The same
Yeah.
person that managed The Undertaker and Mankind.
Do I really want to go down that road?
Oh, yeah. You do indeed. Is this the part of the show where we just have to cover for you laughing?
Yes.
It's your...
Continue with the news if you want.
Yep, continue with the news. Breaking news. I broke a plant pot. Breaking.
Sorry about that. Kane and his wife have recently launched a new insurance company, which is based out of Knoxville, Tennessee. The company is called the Jacobs Agency. Very creative. It offers home, auto, motorcycle, boat, whatever insurance you have. But the point of this is, Kane has been telling people that he's been planning to retire for quite some time now, and that will be his post-WWE future. Sorry. He has admitted that it is hard to walk away from the business due to the money, the crowd reactions, and he still thinks he can do something in the business while he still can.
Well, he's not. He's not great on Raw. He's not the same Kane. I don't like Kane anymore.
I disagree. I think he can still do a job in the ring, and he's doing an awesome job as the authoritative figure
He's
that
still
he is
main
right now.
event
Corporate Kane.
SmackDown,
Yeah, he is. See,
which was my team match.
and he's jobbing to those younger superstars. You know, Big Show and.
Moving on, I have no idea if any of you know this guy, Chris Harrington. He's compiled a list of the 20 wrestlers who have appeared in the most WWE, WCW and ECW pay-per-view matches in history. I'm not going to go through all 20, am I? Unless you want me
Should
to.
we guess?
We'll go with, number one. Who do you think has been in the most WWE, WCW and ECW pay-per-view matches?
John Cena.
Arif?
WWE, WCW, and ECW.
In total. It don't matter if they just been in WWE or just ECW or just WCW, just in total.
Main event? Sorry, I wasn't
No,
listening.
in
I
general.
zoned out.
In general.
Just pay-per-view matches from any of them three.
Matches. Someone like Big Show.
Number one is actually The Undertaker with 161
No, he hasn't.
matches. It's true.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
21 of them are from WrestleMania.
Exactly.
And
that's all he's done for the past 8 years.
number two, surprising, Triple H with 158.
Oh,
That's not that surprising.
Number three, Big Show with 156.
There we go. That's the surprise.
Number four, Kane with 155. Number five is Chris Jericho with 149.
Break the walls
No.
down. Break the wall.
Oh God,
I know what you got to want.
I don't want to say number
Baby,
six.
You know the Judas and I'm the priest. Baby, what I got is not what you need.
I don't want to say number
Step
six.
into the beam in the reign of the beast.
Anything else?
Step in the arena and break the walls down.
Yeah, number six is Rey Mysterio with 129. Number seven, John Cena, 124. Did I not get away with that quick enough?
Happy number 6, Rey Mysterio. You deserve more, but you're lazy, dog.
Is that it?
That's all I got.
Number seven is John Cena with 124 pay-per-view matches.
John Cena finally. I mean, close to one.
Edge is our number 8 with 123.
You think you know me. You think you know me. You think you know me. You think with the kazoo in the background, but I can't do both.
Booker T, our number 9 with 119.
I can dig that.
Randy Orton and Shawn Michaels tied at number 10 with 114 each.
That will change.
Number 12, Chris Benoit, 113.
That's not going to change.
Number 13, Ric Flair with 105. Number 14, Christian and Steve Austin at 90.
Oh.
And Steve Austin.
At 90, it's...
He's in the same bracket as... Oh. Christian and Steve Austin, we never heard that those two names together. It's just
Number 16 was interesting. Goldust has 90 as well. Which will obviously will most likely change. 17, Sting and Lex Luthor with 83. And finally, Hulk Hogan and CM Punk tied with 82. So I think the biggest surprise there for me is Christian and Austin at 90.
not so much Christian, more Austin.
Yeah.
He's in a lot more pay-per-views.
Yep. Now, cast your mind back, obviously a little while. I forgot if it was during Imran's review or Ari's review, we're mentioning the plans for the Shield.
Yep.
News on that is, if WWE don't go through with a triple threat match between the three, they are considering a 6-man tag team match at WrestleMania.
But then I was thinking this, who could they face?
I'm
apart
telling
from
you.
Kane?
It will be the Shield versus Kane and the Ascension.
Oh, that's huge.
Which their demonic kind of characteristics do fit in well with
I
Kane.
don't know. They've kind of moved away from the demonic thing, but it's still mysterious. Do you get me?
Put it this
It's
way,
not
if
so much demonic.
if they're going to do that, which I think they should, if there's no triple threat, they need to come out next week. It has to happen. Another NXT superstar,
Yes.
Alexander Rusev. He's going
Rusev Crush.
the original plan was to have him wrestle after WrestleMania, but now under the Giant Memorial Battle Royals here, he could be a member competing in that, which will be interesting as well.
Lana
Battle Royal.
Rusev Crush. Rusev Crush. That's the group. Rusev Crush.
You do great female imitations. You should do Lita now.
But Lita's boring and terrible, and she screwed Matt.
Anyway, let's not go down there. Some have called it notable that Stephanie McMahon has left out mentioning her dad when talking about how great her grandfather and
My father, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, built this company.
sounds an awful lot like Seth Rollins, doesn't it? Really?
It's Steph Rollins. They're basically the same person.
Basically, she's saying that her great-grandfather and her grandfather built this company. Now she owns it. I think we mainly heard it during the Occupy Raw segment last week. As we said last week as well, there's possibility that Vince McMahon will be returning to TV as a regular character following WrestleMania 30.
But he died years ago when the limo blew up.
Another thing I don't understand, would they be going for another power struggle between the daughter and the father?
But I thought this was probably the perfect moment to do it when the authority was so...
WrestleMania 30.
Yeah. I've no idea what else they can do then. We'll have to wait and see. Is there a new faction on the way in the WWE, guys?
No, is the answer. Moving on.
Zack Ryder has been... I'm gonna say the story anyway. It don't matter if you want me to move on. Zack Ryder has been discussed in recent weeks to join a group of disgruntled guys in WWE along with Dolph Ziggler and The Miz.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
We'll have to see what happens. There have been plans of having the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on the pre-show of WrestleMania 30.
No,
That would upset many people because you've got Hulk Hogan announcing that. Why would you have it on the pre-show?
No, I think the latest word out of WWE, sorry about this, Raza, is that it's part of the main card. It's not going to be part of the pre-show, so
If you let me,
not too much to worry.
if you let me finish, I would have said that. I was just saying they were original plans.
I hijacked your segment again.
So yeah,
Main Event Podcast News segment.
so there's that.
Yep.
And there continues to be mixed feeling as to whether or not Sting has signed a deal with WWE. There are some within the company and online this has been blowing up a lot. They feel Sting has recently signed a deal within the last 3 weeks and could debut at WrestleMania 30, as we just said, whilst others are denying the claim and said that he has yet to sign a deal with the company. As Arif mentioned before in his review, Bray Wyatt made a plastic comment towards Nikki Bella. She has responded on Twitter, plastic, ? Wow, thanks for noticing at Bray Wyatt.
Well, she really showed him with her
I was...
Yep. Plasticness.
Yep.
Yeah, she shows everybody her plasticness, doesn't she?
Well, that's the sister.
It's always out.
Like,
No, that's her, Nikki.
Nikki.
One with the big
Whoa. Stop it there.
face.
Plasticness.
There could potentially be a new member joining the Real Americans very soon. In recent days, Zeb Coulter has been tweeting that they are now accepting applications.
Yeah, I like that. I saw that recently, and I really enjoyed it.
But obviously, I think this is because Cesaro is probably going to leave. But then again, as what we saw last night,
New tag team champions, potentially.
exactly, we don't know what. But who do you reckon it'll be better if they add a third to the group, or will they just be replacing
Well-
Cesaro?
But who would you add? That's the question.
I think the perfect fitting one would be, albeit it's going to ruin a different tag team, will be Cody Rhodes for me.
Ooh.
If you want to turn him a heel, his dad's the American Dream. That kind of just fits in with it.
Well, listen here, Bobby.
Oh, God.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, does not advocate one of his sons. You know, he's the son of a plumber. I'm a son of a plumber man. I'm a son of a working man. If we get Cody and Dusty in the tag team, where's my medication?
I really didn't think this through, did I? But yeah, for me personally, I think Cody Rhodes would be a good replacement, but obviously that'll have an effect on the Goldust.
Either that or Damien Sandow. He's in need of a great something.
I would love that. I mean,
Hallelujah.
if Zeb Coulter pulls that off, I will love that man for eternity. But we will have to see what happens. Sorry, Damien. Your future will be resolved very soon. You'll be fine.
Future endeavors.
Well, no. Don't say that. Just because your favorite superstar's gone doesn't mean...
Hey, low blow. Low blow.
Oh.
If this is a wrestling match, you would have been disqualified.
I'd take that. Moving on, the Raw Backstage Pass show, which we never get to watch because we never choose to, was taped from a different location backstage out this week as they've started to do dark main event matches again, saying that after Raw went off the air for us, what happened was John Cena came out to the ring but was confronted by Luke Harper and Eric Rowan of the Wyatt family. Then The Undertaker came out. Massive reaction.
What?
Undertaker actually came out, yeah.
After Raw?
After Raw.
So, I don't understand. Why wasn't he not at Raw?
It's just something to send the fans happy, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no need for him to come out. We already have got the hype through Paul Heyman, so I don't really think we needed The Undertaker's appearance to do anything.
Exactly, all they did was...
Undertaker on Raw is always good.
Yeah, but not... I know it's always good, but if he's not there with, if he's not there with Heyman, he's doing the job anyway, isn't he?
Exactly.
You don't need him. Undertaker comes, says a line, and goes home.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's not really needed. And
you didn't need it this week. You didn't.
But as I said, that was just to help Cena and send the fans home happy. Now this I found interesting. I'm not sure how long this account on Twitter has been going. Cranky Vince. Have you heard of this?
You're fired. You're fired.
The identity of this account that parodies Vince McMahon. It's leaked confidential information on occasion where only employees could release these things, and we do have a name. I mean, it's not confirmed, but he has been arousing suspicion more than anyone. Do you know who that is?
Is it a superstar?
He was a superstar.
Ooh. Goldberg.
Sting.
John Bradshaw Layfield.
Michael.
Yep.
Michael, how do you use the internet?
This is really interesting.
Twitter, Michael.
During Raw,
At JC Layfield.
during Raw, both the WWE announcer and the parody account published the exact same tweet at the exact same time. I don't know if that's a coincidence, but basically the tweet read, "That is how you start WWE Raw. Wow. Hashtag Road to WrestleMania." But the message was immediately deleted from the Cranky Vince account. JBL has gone to deny that it's come from him, but obviously a lot of people are doubting him.
There's got to be him then.
I don't know. It could be.
He posted it on both like an idiot. Michael, I told you, show me how to use Twitter, Michael.
As in, if it's not exact same time, you've got to say it was a couple of seconds later. But that was really something to look into. But yeah, on Raw, there was no mention of CM Punk during Paul Heyman's promo last night on Raw, when he talked specifically about Undertaker's past opponents. Of course, Punk challenged Undertaker last year.
And there was no Punk in the video as well.
Yep, exactly. And as I said, the not taking your ball home and going home shot was aimed at CM Punk.
Oh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, but with CM Punk, the superstars backstage were discussing his appearance on Talking Dead, which I'm guessing they talked about The Walking Dead.
This is actually correct. Well done. Good.
A lot.
Good deduction.
It comes naturally. A lot of the talk that the superstars were discussing was that Punk looked 10 years younger during the appearance.
Which is weird because he's like at least 2 months older than he was when they last saw him.
Fair point. And they said he seemed refreshed and in good spirits. Punk did say that during the show that he was a new man. There is talk of having the Real Americans against the Usos, or the Uso, for the WWE Tag Team titles at WrestleMania 30. Several other teams may be added to that match, but obviously that's not confirmed. If Cesaro and Swagger are going to be challenging for the titles, it's more than likely they are going to be removed from the Battle Royal. Talking of the Battle Royal, let's finish off with the latest, updated WrestleMania card. At the main of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royals is Sheamus, The Big Show, Mark Henry, Ryback, Curtis Axel, Fandango, Big E, Dolph Ziggler, Alberto Del Rio, Damien Sandow, who will probably win, Titus O'Neil, Christian, and 18 other superstars are yet to be confirmed.
Oh, who do we think will be in there?
I think you can expect a couple of returns.
Couple of NXT stars?
Could be.
Yes.
Rusev, I think, will definitely be.
I think the Road Dogg and the other one are going to be there.
The other one?
The other one.
That's, Road Dogg and Road Dogg.
Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn, that's his name.
Got there eventually.
Yes.
Anyone else?
I don't know. If you can probably see... Rob Van Dam?
Yeah, you just stole it.
Any NXT superstars?
I reckon you're just waiting for something to say one, aren't you?
No, not at all.
And there are a couple that Enzo Amore...
Enzo Amore. Big Kaz. Bada bing, bada boom. Hottest guys in the room.
You didn't...
I gotta change it up. I can't give people what they want every week.
Oh, man. At least we got Creepy Mysterio.
We're like toilet paper, because we on a roll. what he said.
Wow. Along with that, John Cena will take on Bray Wyatt.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's...
Amore.
The Undertaker will defend his streak against Brock Lesnar. Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. The winner gets a spot in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, which at the minute is Randy Orton versus Batista. But obviously it will be Randy Orton versus Batista versus Daniel Bryan or Triple H, or as we said, it could be all four. And with that, it is time to end the news.
Yep, and there goes our ticket to WrestleMania.
Well, it was quite a lot of news, but we're going to move on to Imran's topic of the week, and well, we're going to defend a superstar each, and I gave these two others a superstar. They had no choice in it, only I did,
which is fair, I guess. Just very fair that you got to get your superstar.
Yeah, and I actually gave Raza one guy I'm very interested in. I want to see how he defends him. Christian.
Captain Charisma is...
Your timer starts now.
And
it's over. Thank you very much for playing. Should we move on to... No, go ahead.
Oh. Christian, I think, is very interesting when he's on screen because usually you don't know what to expect. It can be a very bad reaction. It could be a good reaction. It could be anything. It is always something new. You've got guys like John Cena who stick to the script and he'll tell everyone why he's the best at what he does and all that stuff. I think Christian doesn't do it on the microphone. His microphone work is really good, but I think he tells you with his wrestling ability in the ring. I think he's one of the, not the best, but he is a gifted wrestler. There's no denying that. His moves are pretty good.
Oh yeah, that frog splash always looks great.
Come on, guys. Cut him some slack. He's like 40-something years old. I enjoyed his commentary yesterday as well. on ringside. I thought that was pretty cool. Another thing, I think he played a pivotal role in making the tag team division what it is today, along with Edge. I think he helped change it. I can just ask what have, or mentioning what I don't think your guys have done anything to change the outlook of any division or anything like that.
Oh, I disagree wholeheartedly, but we'll
Oh,
get onto that. We'll get
okay.
onto that.
I also think he gets a reaction no matter what. Okay, he's a little stale, but there's no denying that. As a face, when he won the World Heavyweight Championship, the whole world was behind him. There's no denying that. As a heel, we hate him. Put it this way,
I don't know,
As a
'cause
face, we hate him.
put it this way, right now, he's still more relevant than your guy. I'm sure the fans will
but that's the
understand.
thing. That's the thing. Right now, I don't want to see him.
Yep.
Every time I see him face Sheamus, it's not entertaining. The way he says his promos, it doesn't come out very charismatic. When he wrestles in the ring, it seems very... You know, he seems like he keeps going for pinfalls. He keeps going for the ropes. He's very one-dimensional. That's the problem I have with Christian.
It's the experience that he can't
But then-
he can't suddenly change his style. He's not got a newer
Then
style.
his matches are always like that. So, and he always loses. It's a common
No, that's what I was going to
common
say.
factor in Christian.
There's a good thing about Christian. He doesn't hesitate in getting younger talent over. That's the case. He's one of the Attitude Era's guys still, but he's helping the newer stars further their careers. He puts his own on the line. You know, the younger superstars need direction. Christian helps with that. I think Christian is just as important to the company as Edge was. Probably, obviously, Edge, bigger superstar. There's no denying that.
No, the thing is, the difference is Edge, when he was gone, he was missed. We missed him. If Christian goes tomorrow, he would not be missed.
I think eventually he will be because he was a big
Not at
superstar.
all.
Eventually he will. I remember the first time he left and he returned, everyone enjoyed it. You know, people like Kane and stuff, they're good at getting younger talent over. I think Christian is just as good. Don't deny this. Every night he still goes out and gives the fans everything he has. He's, 42 years old? And
I don't know. Christian's
But
he's always wrestling with the likes of Sheamus, with the likes of Randy
a
Orton.
physical superstar against a 40-something-year-old. There's nothing to...
You can't keep harping on about his age when there are other superstars that are in the ring every single week that are that age.
No, not a lot. I'm guessing they're probably about 2 or 3 maximum. But yeah,
But they were also not away for a year. Like
it's injuries,
Christian
isn't
was.
it? It's not really his fault. But I think you know, he's an entertainer. Obviously he's a wrestler first. Fans do appreciate his effort. And I think my points are he's underrated because his mic skills are really good. He makes for good viewing. His in-ring ability is still one of the best in the company. I think he is the most selfless person in the company, probably in history. He's constantly jobbing to put people over for the greater good of the company. That's what I like about him. The company comes first. And as
All right. Time.
yeah,
Sheesh.
Well, that was good, but
Yep,
one
disagree.
guy... What's that?
I disagree with everything Reza said.
Yes.
Everything
Yes.
he ever says, actually. So it's not even just about Christian. It could be anything. So
Yes. But one guy who actually changed something in WWE was Wade Barrett. And this guy is all good news, basically. This guy, when he first came, he started off at NXT. The first season, he won it. And he had a bit of a thing with Chris Jericho. He was his protege, apprentice, whatever you want to put it as.
yeah, and where did that lead?
Yes, and well, it led to a debut where he attacked both John Cena and CM Punk, and him and his group did something outrageous, something unthought of. They absolutely destroyed the ring. They destroyed the superstars, not just the superstars, but the announcers, the staff, you know, around the ring. When these guys debuted, Wade Barrett as the leader, he was dominant. He was amazing, and we got something fresh from him against John Cena for the WWE Championship. And this guy has got what it takes to be a true main eventer. That's why I think he's awesome. I think he's better than Christian. He's better than Irish other guy. He just needs a shot. He needs a push.
he's had his shots and he's not Don't
When
know.
has he had his shot?
Put it this way, everyone's going to harp on about Wade Barrett as Nexus. There's nothing else he has done relevant in his career so far. And for me, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No, but that's the
For
thing.
me,
He's never been given the fair chance. He's never had that good gimmick. He's never had that fair push.
I don't think Christian was given anything.
He's never had that fair push. He beat John Cena on a pay-per-view. He beat Randy Orton on a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
He has had a fair push.
No, he beat them. He never beat them fair and square. That's the thing. And then as a leader of Nexus, he was actually removed from it as well in favor of CM Punk.
I wonder why. Because
Yeah,
Wade
exactly.
Barrett, limited. He's a limited superstar.
He's not limited. He's a great superstar. He's got the great build. He could talk on the mic. You've seen him say some awful jokes, but you know what? He comes across okay. He's
okay good enough for a main eventer.
He's not been in the ring recently, but he's
Why,
a
though?
great
Why?
wrestler.
Why is he
He's
not
a
in the
good
ring?
wrestler.
Why is he
He's
not
a
in the
great wrestler.
Why?
He's a lot more entertaining than Christian.
But why is he not in the ring? As a wrestler, why is he not in the ring week in, week out?
Because he's not been put in the ring. He's not been given the chance to go in.
He's had his chances. That's the thing.
He hasn't.
That's what I think.
Christian has had his chances over and over and over again.
I think he's proven himself.
He's for chances. He's still asking for that one more match. This guy, Wade Barrett, he sits, he does what the creative tell him to do. He becomes what creative tell him to do. Become.
Christian doesn't.
You don't think Christian is doing exactly the same thing? Christian is doing what creative tell him to do. It's not like he's going out there for himself and saying, "Oh, give me one more match."
But that's the thing. The way that Christian comes across is a lot awful than Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett is a true main eventer. There, he just needs.
He's a true main eventer who stands on a podium for 2 minutes every week. He's not relevant. If he's
told to do that,
so is Christian. Christian's not saying.
Actually, I disagree there, Razai. It's more like 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. There's a reason he's there because he can't put it out at the top level. And for me, unfortunately, even though we're supposed to support him because he's British, I don't think he will. I don't think he will win the big one like Christian has, and that shows in itself. Christian's been there longer. Wade Barrett, can he have the long career like Christian has? I don't know. But can he achieve the same thing Christian has? I don't know. Has Wade Barrett actually changed anything within the WWE as much as Christian has? He has changed it, but has he changed it as much as Christian? I don't think so. I don't think he ever will.
See, but that's the thing. I disagree. I think he has the potential to be a real main eventer, and
You
that's
have all
what
the
WWE's
potential in the world. Look at Damien Sandow. Look at Dolph Ziggler. These people are people that are never going to be in the main event because of one reason or another. And Wade Barrett is the same because he's had his chances and he's flopped with them.
Obviously,
There was a point where Christian carried the tag team division with Edge. He broke off and made himself into a very relevant superstar. And yeah, fair enough, he's not that great right now, but he was relevant at one time, and I'll give him props for that. Wade Barrett has only been relevant for 2 months.
Nexus, that's
Maybe
it.
At one point in his career, he was relevant for 2 or 3 months with his feud with John Cena, and then it fizzled.
He's been Intercontinental Champion of
Christian
his time
has.
as well.
Christian has.
Christian's been World Heavyweight Champion.
Exactly. And he's had it very late in his career as well.
Yeah, only because he's had a longer career, obviously. But the thing is with Wade Barrett, like from the get-go, he was identified as a guy with great potential. It's not his fault. WWE has ruined it. Has ruined his chances. Has ruined his characters.
Drew McIntyre potential. Drew McIntyre potential.
Well, I mean, look.
Damien Sandow has potential. Dolph Ziggler has potential, but they're not going to do it.
Look at the guys who were there at season 1 NXT. Look at the guys. You had
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Michael Tarver.
Yeah.
Husky Harris.
David Otunga.
Yeah, you did have some great superstars, and this guy beat them all, outshone them all.
With the help of Jericho.
Even Daniel Bryan, but the thing is with the likes of Daniel Bryan actually got the right gimmick, got the fans behind him. Wade Barrett has never had the fans behind him, but in the ring, on the mic, he has been great, and he just needs a good character.
You said he's a born leader, fair enough, but how come he had the same level of talent with the Core, I think it was called? Why did that flop? I'm sure they had the same chances there.
They were on SmackDown as well. It wasn't a great tag team. You had Heath Slater, you had Justin Gabriel,
who were in season 1 and were in the Nexus.
Yeah, but they were the main members of Core. The Core wasn't anything. Core wasn't brilliant. The Core was awful.
I think Christian and Edge have done more for tag team division than Wade Barrett and the entire Nexus have. and they ever will do. Christian's achieved more than Wade Barrett ever will.
I don't know.
And
I think when you look at,
Christian's given more to the company than Wade Barrett ever will.
I don't know
Yep,
when you look
I
at
agree.
his, I think when you look at his in-ring style, the mic skills, as I've said, his build, his look, the way he comes across.
Yes, he has it, but he can't.
Yeah,
He can't. Yeah, but why is he not showing at the main
I think
level?
no, but
He
that's the thing.
can't.
I think he's better than Christian. Apart from Christian
I
has had those chances.
strongly disagree with that. You can't compare the two. Wade Barrett will never be on Christian's level, and I'm a big
Yeah.
Wade Barrett fan. It's just not going to happen as much as I want
Do
it to.
you know what, guys? I think we're all forgetting that there's a third member in this.
Oh God.
There is.
And I came to play.
Really?
No?
Yeah,
Awesome! Let's talk about The Miz.
Hmm.
All right, losers, get ready. Former WWE champion, better than Christian, better than Wade Barrett, beat John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania. No matter what you say, no matter what you may think of that, he did it. He was able to beat John Cena, the poster boy for the WWE, at the grandest stage of them all. He's a pre-show analyst extraordinaire. We'll move on from that point right now. And he's the most must-see WWE superstar of all time. Now, the reason I say that is because the months leading up to WrestleMania, he was on talk show after talk show after talk show. And as a heel, he was amazing. Yes, fair enough, he can't do the face thing. But let's be honest, neither can Wade Barrett and neither can Christian. But he was able to do this heel persona so well, to the point where he was given the main title and told to run with it. Told to beat John Cena at WrestleMania.
I don't
He's a
remember.
former tag team champion with 3 different partners, and he went from being the least relevant person in the tag team to the WWE title.
You really can't compare. You really should have mentioned tag team when Christian's being mentioned.
All right, then I won't. I'll just talk about the fact that he's a Triple Crown champion.
Okay.
And I don't actually know what that means, but he is it. He is it.
He's won the 3 different titles.
See?
I'm sure Christian has won more. He's won World Heavyweight, ECW,
Has he won the WWE?
Intercontinental.
Has he won the WWE?
No, but I think that's the good thing about him.
won the
He's letting the younger guys have a shot.
No, he's not.
He is. And it's a
You'll never
fact.
be-
Hey, let's not forget about The Miz. Why is everyone going back to Christian Wade? Is this because you're fighting for second place?
No, I'm going for this because even you said The Miz is not good.
I don't know where you've heard that from. Anyway, Miz. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. He's awesome as a heel. He's average as a face. But he can talk on the mic. He can wrestle in the ring. He's a former WWE champion. And he beat the poster boy for the WWE on the grandest stage of them all. There's no argument with that.
I think there is.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
I think, obviously, out of the 3, The Miz is the best heel by far. But he is limited. His career won't be as long. He won't achieve what Christian has. It's a fact. It's a shame as well.
So what's better, being an expert in one field or being average at 2?
I don't think Christian is an average.
I think he's an average
he is
face,
very
and he's a
much
terrible
an average.
heel.
No, the thing with him as a face is he's not one of the main people as a face.
Let me put it to you this way. Do you know the Taboo Tuesday pay-per-view where he was leaving? I think it was. It was announced that he was leaving maybe a week beforehand. It was Matt Hardy, Shelton Benjamin, I believe, Rey Mysterio, and Christian being possibly put up in a tag team match against 2 of the wrestlers, tag team champions at the time. It got announced that he was leaving, Christian was leaving, and everyone thought, oh, it'll be Matt Hardy and Christian, the 2 most popular superstars at the time, being put into that match. It was actually Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy that were announced for that match. Christian got, I think, the lowest percentage out of all 4 people. So, and obviously don't quote me on that, maybe look it up, but it was definitely not him that got picked. And so he never got his farewell match. He actually stuck around just to be at that pay-per-view, even though his contract had run out the week beforehand.
What does that tell you about him?
It tells you that, yeah, he's a good person, but nobody likes him. And at the end of the day, the WWE is all about likability or the ability to get behind someone.
Exactly.
I don't
Especially
think-
someone who calls himself Captain Charisma.
It's not that. I think it's...
Where are my peeps? They're not here. There's no peeps.
I don't know how to put it. He's basically better than The Miz and Wade Barrett combined on a
Yes,
good day.
because that's a good argument.
That's the only way I can explain it because you're not going. You obviously we're going to defend our own superstar.
No
He's
references.
he is. What kind of references do you want me to
I
give?
gave you a reference.
I'll give you plenty of. I'll give you so
I don't
many.
know. I think what the Miz has done in such a short period of time overcomes what Christian's done. He's won the WWE Championship, but he held on to it for a long time. He main evented WrestleMania. He's WWE's go-to guy. Whatever WWE wants him to,
No,
he does
no.
it.
Pre-show analyst, brilliant.
Yes, and he's
Pre-show
an
analyst
analyst.
Okay, no.
extraordinaire.
So Imran, I think if you have to admit, Wade Barrett comes in third.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I think by the rules of the game, I have to disagree, but
But you're defending the Miz more than you defended Barrett. And
uh, but by the rules of the game, I defend Barrett.
okay, I vote Wade Barrett as third place.
I vote Wade Barrett is third place.
And I vote Wade Barrett as third place.
Well, there we go. Wade Barrett is third. Guess it comes down to Christian and The Miz, and I'm not going to falter with this one because The Miz is awesome, as his music says. Has Christian ever had his own entrance at WrestleMania? Has Christian ever had awesome as a banner at WrestleMania in Bubbles? No.
I think that
To be fair, the Miz had a great entrance at WrestleMania 28.
well, yeah, one of the few times we've actually seen a good entrance from him as well, isn't it?
No, I don't remember that one. But yeah, that happened.
I think the Miz is not. He's not going to reach the highest he has done before. Obviously, neither will Christian. But as my strong point is, Christian has achieved a lot more. The only thing he hasn't is obviously Cena and WWE Championship.
But then that surpasses everything else.
Uh, mm,
Winning the WWE Championship or being the WWE Champion, defending and then winning the match against John Cena, the poster boy, surpasses tag team titles, surpasses intercontinental titles.
Something CM Punk couldn't even do. Main event WrestleMania. That's how massive main eventing WrestleMania is.
Yeah.
fair point.
And with that, I think The Miz comes first.
Unfortunately, I said based on main eventing WrestleMania, although I think it was too soon, main eventing WrestleMania probably does trump what Christian has done.
Donald Trump.
Yep. And The Miz wins it. The Miz is better than Wade Barrett and Christian.
But not necessarily in that order.
Yes, Imran, try to pull a sneaky one.
I know, right?
I tried.
And from the topic of the week, we go to the eagerly anticipated theory of the week. Now gather round, ladies and gentlemen, because I want you all to know that I came up with this theory myself. No outside forces helped me with this, and I thought it was deemed good enough for the podcast. For months and months now, I've come up with these so-called theories of the week, only to be mocked and ridiculed by members of this podcast. Now, sure, when it all works out the way I envisioned, I get the highest praise ever created. But when I don't, I get put down for it, and I'm put down hard. So here goes nothing. Let me just pull up my super secret information page. Facebook.com/Raza. Sting, the Stinger himself, has signed a contract with the WWE, but he will not appear the night after WrestleMania. No, he will appear at the grandest stage of them all. You see, what will happen during the final match of the card is Daniel Bryan will be severely outnumbered by Kane, Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton in the main event when suddenly the lights will go out and Sting will appear to take out Kane and Triple H, leaving Bryan to defeat his two adversaries and win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Thought of it all by myself.
Sounds awfully familiar.
No, it doesn't.
Sounds awful.
Sounds like the news.
Not at all.
Oh, it sounds like a Facebook status someone I know very close to me.
All right, well, you know what? I have to admit, I may have taken that from Raza, but you see,
I'm
see
not on
it.
Facebook, so I would have never have known that. But
I just do it to enlighten my 12 friends.
Well, you see, I see it going down very differently from that, Raza, and I actually wanted to highlight what you put to show what I think will happen.
Okay.
It will not be Sting that saves Bryan, but in fact, the three members on the WrestleMania card that won't have a match. The Shield. Sierra Hotel, Indigo, Echo Lima, Delta, Shield. They won't be booked for WrestleMania, as I said.
Really?
But the authorities enforcer Kane and Triple H will come out during the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match and start attacking Bryan, leading to the Shield coming out and taking out Bryan. No, sorry. Taking out Triple H and Kane, doing the same thing that I said that Sting himself would have done.
Sounds interesting.
All to lead to CM Punk returning and beat Daniel Bryan on the grandest stage of them all, cementing his place as the immortal heel of this era. Best in the world.
It was going so well as well.
I know.
Theory of the week. Book it.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
we've had two interesting scenarios there. I went for Sting, you went for the Shield. Which do you think is more likely to happen? You've got to say the Shield, isn't it?
No.
Really?
No.
I think Sting
Is more likely to happen?
Oh,
Yes, because the Sting is in town. He will
yeah.
be in New Orleans on WrestleMania weekend. I think everything.
I'd rather not see
aligned.
any interference, to be fair, though.
Yeah. You need to let Bryan do it by himself.
Unless Sting
And then get
is
beaten by
announced-
CM Punk.
It's not.
Unless Sting is announced as a special guest referee.
Or the enforcer, yep. Could happen.
Could happen. Which one we'd like to see then?
Neither. I'd rather Sting come back either the night after or as a special appearance, maybe after the Undertaker match with Brock Lesnar. He comes out and he just points his bat at the Undertaker.
And I would disagree. I would like to see CM Punk win everything and walk out again.
He's not even the best in the world, though, is he? Really?
Well, he's
It's always been Jericho.
best in Chicago, at least.
Always been Jericho.
What is this Punk bashing day?
Because he made the stupid decision to leave.
Arif, are you still wearing your...
It's in the
CM
bin. It's in the bin.
I've not taken it off since he left. No, I think it's all a ruse though. I think it's all possibly just a really clever cover-up by the WWE, and Triple H will announce that CM Punk will return after the main event at WrestleMania and defeat Daniel Bryan.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yep. But guys, let's move on quickly to our topic of the week. Well,
Final segment.
final segment. That's better. Yeah. With WrestleMania only 3 weeks away, we're going through the greatest WrestleMania moments, and guys, the big one, greatest WrestleMania of all time. And allow me to start off. Sorry, guys, but I'm going to go with the most obvious here. One of the biggest WrestleManias ever. The greatest WrestleMania ever. WrestleMania 17.
A good show.
Which was headlined by one of the greatest matches, one of the greatest rivalries, Stone Cold versus The Rock. It was a rematch from WrestleMania 15, but this match was so different. This was a kind of a culmination, can't say that word, culmination of past rivalries, past storylines, where these two guys just met up, and it was incredible storytelling, not just match quality, but the fact that this WrestleMania was littered with so many great matches. For example, the TLC match with Dudley Boys versus the Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian.
Oh, Christian. That's nice.
Yeah, Christian, yeah. We also got Vince versus Shane McMahon. Heck, even Jericho versus William Regal was
What was that, Miz?
Great.
Yeah, thank you.
Chris Jericho versus William Regal. I'm sorry.
Hello,
Was incredible. Yes, and then we got Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit. I mean, the match speaks for itself. It was one of the most enjoyable matches ever.
You know
I mean,
who can't
Undertaker
speak
versus
for
Triple H wasn't
Imran,
so great.
Imran, do you know who
What?
can't speak for himself? Chris Benoit.
Anyway, let's not.
Sound
Dead.
Let's
Um,
not.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that. And pretend that never happened. But Undertaker versus Triple H.
Why
was
laugh?
it-
Why laugh then?
Sorry, I'm trying to hold it in now. But Undertaker versus Triple H wasn't a great.
Do you know who can't
match.
hold it in? Chris Benoit. Because
Oh,
he's
well.
dead.
No, well, he has to hold it in now because he.
Guys, let's not get off topic here.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
but yeah, this was Undertaker versus Triple H 1, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it as that. That
Not
was
not as good as Undertaker Triple H 2 or Undertaker Triple H 3, but
Mm.
yeah, but as a pay-per-view itself, I mean, incredible match build-up. I mean, storyline done to like WWE's absolute best. You know, and the actual matches themselves, they were so unpredictable. This was actually my first um, real WWE pay-per-view as well. So this is quite something special for me. This is, yeah.
That's obviously, as I've said, a good shout. But for me, I feel my WrestleMania pick trumps yours.
really?
Yes, I'm going with the WrestleMania where it all begins again. That was WrestleMania 20, a whole 10 years ago.
Wow.
If I can run down the card, it's the match where we saw John Cena become United States champion for the first time, where he beat the Big Show. The rise of John Cena practically started there to what he is now. That's going to go down as one of Cena's greatest moments. We did have a tag team match, Booker, RVD, to beat, Dudley Boyz, Garrison Cade, Mark Jindrak, and Ari's favourite tag team, La Resistance,
Mm-hmm.
Vinny Dupree, Rob Conway. Christian and Jericho had a great match, and then that was obviously...
Break the wall down.
That night was also good because we got to see Evolution, Randy Orton, Batista, Ric Flair take on The Rock and Sock Connection.
Awesome
Yeah,
match.
it was.
Nostalgic.
Brilliant, and obviously Evolution did win that. We saw two Divas matches on the night, which is very rare. One,
Two more than we like, three more than we like.
exactly.
Yep.
We saw, the division everyone does. Some people want to see come back as a cruiserweight division. We had a massive cruiserweight open for the cruiserweight championship. Chavo, Ultimo Dragon, Shannon Moore, Jimmy
Where
Noble.
he fell over on the way to the ring.
Yes.
And then fell over in the ring.
Yes, Funaki, Nunzio, Billy Kidman, Rey Mysterio, Tajiri, Akio, full of cruiserweights, full of people we don't have right now. We saw that brilliant finish to Goldberg's career, Brock Lesnar's WWE career then, where Stone Cold stunned them both to finish it off.
Yeah, it was a great match, wasn't it?
Yeah, we saw APA's
It was awful.
APA's final moments together, Bradshaw and Farouk, when they took on Too Cool, the world's greatest tag team, the Basham Brothers. But obviously the main three comes down to Eddie Guerrero being Kurt Angle to retain his WWE championship, something people thought he couldn't do.
Genius match.
It was. We saw the return of The Undertaker with his manager as they defeated Kane. After
I don't know. It wasn't.
His manager?
his manager.
Who was his manager?
It was Paul Bearer.
Oh yes, Undertaker.
My point with that is that the build up to that was just plain creepy. It's not something we've seen before.
Oh, the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Beforehand, where the
bike.
gong sounded.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was something different.
Yep.
And obviously the main event, albeit he is, dead, certain circumstances, Chris Benoit defeated Triple H and Shawn Michaels against something people thought
Still an amazing match.
he couldn't do. But the thing is, that match is a mirror image of what's happening this year. If Daniel Bryan wins, Daniel Bryan is the Chris Benoit. You've got Triple H and Shawn Michaels who can be replaced by Batista and Randy Orton. The smaller guy will win. My point is, it was 5 hours short. It was obviously going to be a daunting task to keep the Madison Square Garden crowd alive. And obviously us at home.
Do you know who isn't alive?
Don't say this. Benoit and Guerrero celebration at the end was obviously good to see.
They're not alive. Yeah.
Fantastic to see. Obviously, it is a tearjerker even if you watch it now. No matter what happened with Benoit, that moment itself was just brilliant to see. The two smaller guys who people think can't do it held the two biggest championships. Austin, gave Lesnar and Goldberg the big heave-ho. Off you go. Rock and Foley tore the house down, as I said. Undertaker's grand return, I think that night has gone down in millions of memories. Certainly mine. I remember it as the greatest WrestleMania ever.
Fair enough.
Greatest ever. I wouldn't say greatest ever.
My point was it's trumped 17.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess we only have mine to wait for, and I have to be honest with you, I don't know how I'm going to go up against 17 and 20, but I guess my WrestleMania pick will have to do, because I'm going to pick WrestleMania 30. Now I know what you're going to say. If it hasn't happened yet, my name is Reza, and I'm a big idiot. Well,
What?
Reza, let me stop you there.
Are you being serious about this?
This WrestleMania has the potential to be the best WrestleMania of all time. Look at the matches that we have. We have John Cena against Bray Wyatt. John Cena as the Stone Cold or the Rock of the era, facing Bray Wyatt, someone who 12 months ago wasn't even relevant in the WWE. We have Daniel Bryan versus Triple H in a match that should have gone to Punk, but still, where Daniel Bryan may overcome all of the odds. But wait, there's more, because Triple H could win, and Triple H could go on to face Batista and Randy Orton for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We have an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, where all of the feuds that may not have even fit onto the main card, the feuds like Booker T and RVD versus Too Cool versus whoever they were facing versus Kane versus Raven versus Big Show, but these matches that weren't really relevant at the time, but they didn't really have anywhere else to put them, they're all going to go into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and we're going to see different feuds just come to a head in that. We're going to get The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, but I'm not really excited for that. I'm excited for the Paul Heyman aspect, because Paul Heyman has made this match more relevant than any of The Undertaker's matches at the past WrestleManias that we've spoken about. WrestleMania 17 against Triple H? Nope. Didn't have Paul Heyman. WrestleMania 20 against Kane? Nope. Didn't have Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman makes this match completely relevant. And then obviously we get our main event. Randy Orton versus Batista versus either Daniel Bryan or Triple H. Now they can go a couple of ways with this. They can take the easy route, make Daniel Bryan win, make the fans happy, and then make CM Punk come out and win it all. Or they can make Triple H win, make the fans happy, and then CM Punk come out and win it all. All I'm going to say is CM Punk will be the overall winner here at WrestleMania. So guys,
just for the record, I hope CM Punk never returns. He can sit at home, do whatever he wants. Even though you're my friend, Arif, I don't want him back.
Well, I think friend is a strong word.
Also, just for the record, WrestleMania 20 had 12 matches. WrestleMania 17 had 12 matches. WrestleMania 30 so far has 5.
Yeah,
matches.
But
I agree, but I think you can add quite a few more to that list.
The point of this discussion is which is the best WrestleMania. The thing is, we can't take it into consideration because it has the potential to be the best.
Okay, we will bring this back up. For now, it will come third. We will bring this back up on the Raw after WrestleMania. Okay. We'll bring this back up on the main event podcast
because
after the Raw.
It's still unfair. You might have
after WrestleMania
2 or 3 more bad matches on the card. It might have the potential to be the worst. You don't know yet. That's the only thing. I
have faith in it. I have complete faith.
I agreed with your points, but I think for the purpose of the discussion, it's unfair to class that as the best.
I will eliminate myself from the Battle Royal.
Well then, it comes down to WrestleMania 17 and WrestleMania 20.
Well, I think WrestleMania 17 had everything WrestleMania 20 had, but better. Absolutely incredible matches, like I said.
Oh yeah, because WrestleMania 20 had really bad matches.
You didn't mention the TLC match. TLC.
You did mention it.
Well, not to the degree that it deserved. I mean, Edge spearing Jeff Hardy from the ladder, hanging onto the titles to the floor was immense.
Immense, exactly. There you go. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock, and the way it finished, shocking. We had everything from heel turns to, a lot.
I just think my WrestleMania the matches were more relevant than WrestleMania 17.
No, I think WrestleMania 17 was the end of the Attitude Era. It was the real end of great superstars like The Rock, and superstars like Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was a proper send out to what the greatest era in all of wrestling.
You talk about relevance, but what's more relevant than the boss?
No. I'm not saying that.
Adversary.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes,
Whoa.
The strongest superstar in the WWE at the time.
That wasn't I wasn't saying that. I said I just think in general my matches were more relevant. I think we both had 12 matches. I think WrestleMania 17 probably had fewer standout matches than WrestleMania 20.
No, I'm saying standout.
But that's what makes the WrestleMania better. You got to
stand out.
Stand out.
Ah.
I think, yeah, fair
No,
enough.
but
Yours was the end of the Attitude Era, but mine was the birth of possibly the greatest superstar to have ever lived in John Cena, whether we like it or not.
Hmm.
It's.
I don't know. Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, right
I
there.
agree, fantastic. I'm not disputing that.
Best match, beats all the matches on WrestleMania 20. I mean, then you had real flop matches in Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. Flop match, Undertaker versus Kane. Flop match.
I don't think you can class that as a
Didn't live
flop.
up to that.
You
Didn't
wouldn't
live up to
watch
the
them
hype though.
again.
The
No,
match
but
didn't live up to the
I
hype.
think when you watch WrestleMania 20 again, you're going to get more goosebumps than you will watching the entire WrestleMania 17. If you watch WrestleMania 17, you're going to forward to the TLC match and you're going to forward to the main event.
No, you're not. You're not
WrestleMania,
going to,
No,
because
yes
you
you
had the
are.
likes of
yes, you are.
Jericho
You
versus
will.
yeah,
You
you had
will
the likes of
forward it.
Jericho versus William Regal, which was a real standout as well.
It was.
You had
Oh my
what?
word! It's honestly, I think you can ask 10 people, at least 7 of them will say we'll forward it to the two big matches, which were obviously TLC because it was a massive spectacle to watch, and the main event.
But then, what would you do if you watched WrestleMania 20?
You'd watch John Cena versus Big Show. John Cena becoming popular. You probably forward it to watching The Rock because he is a big superstar no matter what match he's in. You will forward it to Goldberg and Lesnar because Austin's involved, and you'll forward it to the main 3 matches. Eddie Guerrero because he's WWE champion, Undertaker because he's returning and the feud was fantastic, the build-up was fantastic, and Chris Benoit because he's done the impossible and beat the biggest 2 guys.
Right, hold up. You will forward it to the first match. You'll forward it to the second match, right, which was Taz and APA versus the Right to Censor, which was a decent match. It was a decent match.
But
You
again,
will forward to Eddie
it's
Guerrero
taking you
versus
time
Test.
to remember it, so that says it all.
No, I think it's more time to read it. So
Yeah, that's what it is. Then you will forward to the 5th match, which is Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit. You'll forward to the 7th match, Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon. The TLC match. Then you've got the Undertaker match, and then you've got the main event. That's a hell of a lot.
Even you said
of
the
matches.
Undertaker was terrible as well. We're going back on our points.
No, I mean the Undertaker versus Triple H was way better than Undertaker versus Kane.
I think the actual build-up to the Kane match was something we've never seen.
yeah,
That's my
because the
point.
build-up was on the card.
Yeah, but that's why the event was better. You can have the worst build-up. Would you watch the match? It's
I
common
don't know.
sense. You wouldn't.
No, but at the end of the day, we're talking about which event is better.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the build-up made that event better. That's my point.
No, but the match didn't live up to the hype, so therefore the match is on the card.
Oh, fair enough. I won't dispute that.
Yeah. So, Raza, which WrestleMania do you think is the greatest?
Oh, that's me.
Are you
20.
sticking with?
20 by far.
Yep, and I'm sticking with WrestleMania 17.
I'm not going
By
to
far.
even bother saying 17 was better because I strongly believe it wasn't.
No.
I even think 30 will end up beating it.
Well, you've had your say. Arif?
Guess it comes down to me, and unfortunately, Raza, I guess I'm gonna have to disagree with Imran because I'm turning heel.
Whoa, how
Like Stone
come,
Cold Steve Austin did?
how come I'm the heel?
WrestleMania 17 is the best WrestleMania. It has to be out of the two, but only for now because we're waiting for WrestleMania 30.
And if WrestleMania 30 is the best WrestleMania, Raza will eat his hair, and we'll put the video up on our website. So,
So yeah, that won't happen. With that discussion, please let us know what you think, which WrestleMania you think is the best. Maybe you want to go even older, WrestleMania 1, 2. Maybe you'll agree with Arif.
WrestleMania -7.
That's also a possibility. If you agree with Arif, WrestleMania 30 is going to be the best. Please let us know. With that is all we have time for today. Thank you for listening with us. And as always, we'll be back next week. If you're new to us, please like, subscribe, recommend, all that usual stuff. Guys, it was good talking to you.
yep.
Oh,
great
as
week
always.
of,
Been
yeah,
awesome.
great week of podcasting over wrestling, but it's always funny.
And we will be back next Tuesday, hopefully, with a lot more as WrestleMania approaches us. See you next week, guys.